Good afternoon, folks. My name is Hitzemann, County Court Judge here in Hernando County. You folks are here for your first appearance. Purpose of the first appearance is so that you may be informed of the charges against you. I'll determine if there's probable cause for those charges. Probable cause simply means that it's more likely than not that a crime has occurred, more likely than not that you're the person who committed that crime. Of course, as you stand before me this afternoon, I presume that you're innocent of these allegations. That presumption of innocence will stay with you through every stage of the proceedings, unless and until the State Attorney's Office is able to prove the allegations against you beyond and to the exclusion of a reasonable doubt. We'll set your conditions of pretrial release this afternoon, that is your bail or your bond. In most cases, you've had a bond set already pursuant to the bond schedule here in the 5th Judicial Circuit or the warrant which led to your arrest. We'll determine if that bond should be raised or lowered or left the same, or whether there'll be additional conditions of pretrial release placed upon you. We'll let you know when your next court date will be. If you'd like to have the services of the public defender, I'll gladly appoint the PD to represent you this afternoon. You do have a right to have contact with folks on the outside, family, friends, counsel. If you have not had a chance to make that call, please let me know. We'll make sure that that happens. Finally, and most importantly, you're advised that you do have an absolute right to remain silent with regard to the facts which surround your arrest. I encourage you to do that. These proceedings are recorded. In addition, there is an assistant state attorney in the courtroom with me. If you say something that tends to incriminate you, they will use it against you in the prosecution down the road. I now need each and every one of you there at the jail to please raise your right hands and be sworn. Y'all solemnly swear affirm, tell truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth. Outstanding. When you hear your name called, please come forward to the podium. Jamie Rosivka. Afternoon, Jamie. What's your date of birth?
1/13/77.
Jamie, the charge is battery being domestic in nature. There's probable cause for the charge. As to that charge, you want to represent yourself. You're going to hire a private counsel. Would you like me to appoint the public defender?
Public defender.
I'll appoint the PD, State.
Showing a withhold of adjudication for driving with license suspended on Nelson 2008. Withhold for insufficient or worthless check 2008 out of Pasco. Showing a multi-source offender and a conviction for possession of controlled substance paraphernalia in 2007.
Jamie, I have an address for you on Athenian Way in Spring Hill. Is that where you live?
Yes.
How long have you lived there?
Since 2015.
Does Mr. Lane live there?
Yes.
Okay.
I was trying to get him out yesterday.
Yeah, I know. Hang on. Do you have a job these days?
No.
How long has it been since you worked?
2 months.
Okay.
Mr. Lane's fault.
Okay. I'm going to set the bond at $100. Condition of the bond is that you have no contact with Mr. Lane while this charge is pending. No contact means no contact of any kind. You don't call, you don't write, you don't email, you don't text message. Don't contact him through any social media. Don't go where he lives, don't go where he works. Don't have any contact of any kind. Any way that you might imagine contacting him, I forbid you to do that. If you have contact and we find out about it, your bond can be revoked and you can be held without bond. You'll get there until the charges are resolved. It means no contact even if he wants the contact. So if you answer your phone and hear his voice, you should hang up. If you're out and about and see him, you should turn around and run the other way. You need to understand that he cannot drop the charges against you. That's not a decision he gets to make. He might go to the state attorney's office and ask them to drop the charges, but that decision belongs solely to the assistant state attorney who's handling your case. So unless that person or the judge on your case or your lawyer tells you that the charges are dropped, you should assume they are not dropped. I have to hold you at the jail today up until 4 p.m. so that if you wanted to serve you with a civil injunction for protection against domestic violence, we'd know where to find you to get the civil injunction. It's doubly important that you not have contact because in that case, not only could you get your bond revoked here, but you could get new charges for violating the injunction. I'm going to have you back in court on August 21st. You're certainly free to say anything that you want, Jamie, but I'll caution you again. You do have a right to remain silent with regard to the facts that surround your arrest. I encourage you to do that. But what is it you want to tell me?
That I called the police so he could get out because he was beating on me. He was beating me.
Okay.
And I defended myself, and that's my residence with my little girl. Can you please make him leave? We don't have anywhere to go, me and her.
Nope, I can't. All right, so the bond's $100. You'll be back in court on the 21st of August. Thank you very much. Heather Matazinski.
Shut your mouth. No talking.
Morning, Heather. Date of birth?
6/5/82.
All right, so Heather, now I've got this warrant out of Hillsborough County. Apparently, you failed to appear in court down there on misdemeanor petty theft. It looks like the judge had issued the bond, set the bond at $5,000. I can't change that. If you can post that bond, you can get out of jail here. Go down to Tampa, find out when they want you in court. If you can't post it, then they'll have 5 days to come get you. Shouldn't take 5 with Hillsborough, but if for some strange reason you're still here in 5, they'll bring you back to see me, and I'll find out what the holdup is, all right?
All right.
Thank you.
Judge, she was in our jail. She pled out 2
Right.
days ago.
Right.
Maybe yesterday.
Right, I remember. But now they've served this warrant.
I know.
Gotta go there. Incoming. Stephanie Hartwell. Afternoon, Stephanie. What's your date of birth?
January 26, 84.
Stephanie, you're here on a warrant signed by Judge Toner. You found probable cause for a violation of probation. As to that charge, you want to represent yourself. Going to hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
Oh, defender, I guess.
I'll appoint the public defender, I guess. The bond on that warrant is no bond. I can't change that. We'll have you back in front of Judge Toner on the 28th of August. The public defender will come see you before then, okay?
Is there any way that I can get a bond?
Not from me. You'll
I
have to,
take care of the 88-year-old man.
okay, you'll have to talk to your public defender about that. It's a circuit court warrant. I can't change the bond.
Okay.
Thank you. Tiffany Light. Afternoon, young lady. What's your date of birth?
8/28/82.
Tiffany, you're here on a warrant out of Pasco County. The judge that signed the warrant found probable cause for a violation of probation. Set your bond at no bond. As I have mentioned, I can't change that. We'll give Pasco 5 days to come get you. It never takes 5 with Pasco, but if for some reason you're still here in 5, they'll bring you back to see me, all right?
Okay.
Thank you. Zachary Bowles. Zach, what's your date of birth?
6/30/93, sir.
All right, Zach, I got a warrant out of Pasco County. The judge that signed the warrant found probable cause for 3 charges: attempted murder, home invasion robbery, and possession of a firearm by a felon. Set the bonds at $300,000, $250,000, and $50,000 respectively. I can't change those. I think what's going to happen in your case, Zach, I thought Mr. Alls would be here. He's not, but my guess is we're going to try to get your local charges resolved as soon as we can. But with these charges, I'm assuming you won't be able to post these bonds, and in that case, Pasco will have 5 days to come get you. We'll keep track of you if you're in Pasco County on your charges here, all right?
Yes, sir.
Very good, thank you. Craig Burks. Afternoon, sir. What's your date of birth?
March 11/91.
All right, I've got the warrant for you out of Pasco County. There's 2 charges on yours: home invasion and possession of firearm by a felon. Judge that issued the warrant found probable cause and set your bonds at $250,000 and $50,000 respectively for a total of $300,000. If you can post those bonds, you can go down to Newport Richie, find out when you should go to court. Otherwise, Pasco's got 5 days to come get you, all right?
Is there any chance of a bond reduction?
Not from me. You got to go to Pasco for that.
You gotta come from Pasco?
Yep.
All right, thank you,
All right,
sir.
thank you.
Is that all? That's it?
Yep. James Francois. Afternoon, sir. What's your date of birth?
12/23/89.
All right, you're here on a warrant signed by Judge Merritt. He found probable cause for 3 counts. Felony driving on a suspended license, resisting without violence, and operating an unregistered motor vehicle. As to those charges, you want to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
Public defender.
I'll appoint the PD. State.
To the adjudication for resisting without violence, 2018 out of Hernando. Adjudication for driving while license suspended, HTO, and possession of cannabis, 2018 out of Hernando. Adjudication for driving while license suspended HTO 2017 out of Hernando. Adjudication driving while license suspended second offense and expired tag 2017 out of Hernando. Adjudication driving while license suspended second and attaching a tag not expired 2017 out of Hernando. Adjudication felony petty theft 2015 out of Hernando. Adjudication trespass 2015 out of Hernando. Adjudication possession of a controlled substance 2015 out of Hernando. Adjudication paraphernalia 2015 out of Hernando. Adjudication felony petty theft 2014 out of Hernando. An action was dropped for petty theft in 2014 out of Hernando. Another felony petty theft 2014. Adjudication for paraphernalia.
That'll do. Jim, where you been staying lately?
I'm homeless.
Okay, you been living outdoors or staying with somebody?
Yeah.
Which one?
Staying with somebody.
Okay, do you know the address?
Yeah, 1055 Copperfield Road.
There we go. You have a job these days?
Yeah.
What do you do?
Paint houses.
Okay. Leave the bonds per the warrant, which is $5,000 on the driving, $1,000 on the resisting, $500 on the vehicle, motor vehicle. That's a total of $6,500. You'll be back in court on the 28th of August. If you can get out, contact the PD right away, okay?
Yep.
Thank you. Alan Glenn?
Yes, Your Honor.
Afternoon, sir. What's your date of birth?
12/9/58.
Mr. Glenn, you're hearing a warrant signed by Judge Rupi. She found probable cause for violation of probation. As to that charge, you want to represent yourself, you want to hire private counsel, would you like the public defender?
Public defender, please, Your Honor.
Point to PD. Bond on that warrant is no bond, sir. I can't change that. We'll have you back in front of Judge Rupi on August 21st. Public defender will come see you before then, okay?
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Stephen Gretstick. Afternoon, sir. What's your date of birth?
7/4/57.
All right. Got a charge of driving under the influence today. There's probable cause for that charge. As to that charge, you want to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
Public defender.
I'll point to PD. State any history.
No, Your Honor.
Stephen, I got an address for you in Elkhorn, Wisconsin. Is that where you live?
No, I live here in Florida.
How long have you been in Florida?
A few months.
Okay. Where do you live in Florida?
It's on I'm trying to think of it.
That's okay. Take your time.
Well, I can't think of it.
Okay.
It's 483 89 I can't remember the name of the street though.
Stephen, you live here by yourself, or does somebody live here with you?
By myself.
Okay. And are you working these days?
No.
Okay. Are you retired or on disability? What's the story?
Retired.
Okay. All right. I'm going to release you on your own recognizance today, Stephen. All right. So they're going to let you out. You got to be in court on August 21st. That's in Brooksville. And hopefully you'll be able to find your way home. But once you find your way home, you got to remember to come to court. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Try to go over here.
Luis Guardiola.
Yes, sir.
Afternoon, sir. What's your date of birth?
11/25/99.
Charge is ag stalking. State, I don't know, did you read the PC on this one?
I did not, Your Honor.
There's definitely probable cause for a violation of an injunction. There seems to be a section of the sheriff's office that thinks any contact after injunction is ag stalking, and it's not. Obviously, we can't get it off the felony docket, but I'm going to treat it like a misdemeanor violation of injunction.
Understood,
All
Your
right?
Honor.
Yes, sir.
So, hang on, just stop right there. So, having read the report, sir, what I think the facts of the report provide probable cause for is a misdemeanor violation of an injunction, and that's how I'm going to treat you. You're still going to have to, when we're done here, I'm going to give you a felony court date, but they'll have to deal with that when you get there. As to the charge, you want to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
Public defender.
Now, point to PD. Any other history state?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, that's all right. And so, David, Lewis, I have an address for you on Taylor Street in Brooksville. Is that where you live?
Yes, sir.
How long you been there?
4 years.
All right. Do you have a job these days?
Yes, sir. Coca-Cola.
Okay. So I'm going to set your bond at $500. Condition of the bond is that you'll have no contact with Miss Cologne. Did you hear me explain no contact?
Yes, sir.
Did you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, if I got the facts straight, you probably have a court date on that injunction as well. It looks like it was just a temporary. But I'm going to tell you right now that me ordering you not to have contact with her trumps whatever happens with that, all right? So if you would go to court in a week or whatever it is on the injunction, and they drop the injunction, you still cannot have contact until this criminal case is resolved. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so no contact until the criminal case is done, whatever happens with the injunction case. We'll have you back in court on the 28th of August. Very important for you that you call the public defender's office as soon as you get out, all right?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Which judge is that? The 28th?
28th is Toner.
Toner.
Thomas Peterson.
Yes, sir.
Afternoon, sir. What's your date of birth?
12/9/64.
All right. Thomas, I get 2 arrests for violation of an injunction. There's probable cause for each of them. As to those charges, you want to represent yourself. You want to hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
Public defender, please.
I'll point the PD. State.
Showing an adjudication, it's older history, an adjudication for littering in 2002 out of Pinellas, adjudication for trespass in 2000 out of Pinellas, no cross battery in 2000, adjudication for worthless check in 1998 out of Pinellas, adjudication for 5 cases. He's got older driving charges. Night prowling action was dropped in 1990.
Okay, that's good. Thomas, I have an address for you on Long Lake Avenue in Brooksville. Is that where you live?
Yes, sir.
How long have you lived there?
I've been taking care of my father now for about 4 months.
Okay. You have a job these days other than taking care of your dad?
And that's a full-time job, sir. He's 91 years old.
Okay. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to set the bond on these at $500 each. That's a total of $1,000. Condition of the bond is that you have no contact with Miss Johnson, and that means for any reason. You understand that now?
Yes, sir.
All right. Both of these are coming back on the 20. What's this? Why is this one felony? I don't know. All right. Well, Thomas, unfortunately, one of these is coming back on the 21st, and one of them is coming back on the 28th. I'm quite certain they'll both be on the misdemeanor docket eventually, but you'll have to keep both dockets for now. Same thing for you. Very, very important that once you get out, you contact the public defender's office right away so they can help you start getting this squared away, all right?
Yes, sir.
Very good. Thank you.
Thank you.
The felony was the 28th, right?
Right. They checked the box and everything, so. Alan Sears.
Yes, sir.
Afternoon, sir. What's your date of birth?
8/14/89.
You're hearing a warrant signed by Judge Angelitis. He found probable cause for 1 count of battery as a second or subsequent offense. As to that charge, you want to represent yourself. You want to hire a private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
Foot defender, sir.
I'll point the PD, State.
The adjudication for possession of controlled substance and paraphernalia in 2015 out of Hernando. An action was dropped for child neglect, bodily harm in 2015 out of Hernando. Adjudication for battery in 2013 out of Hernando. An action was withheld. No valid driver's license, no motor vehicle registration, and no motorcycle endorsement 2011 out of Hernando. Adjudication for possession of controlled substance, paraphernalia, and cannabis in 2012 out of Hernando. A withhold of cannabis in 2011 out of Hernando. Violation of domestic violence injunction, 3 counts adjudicated in 2009 out of Hernando. Paraphernalia adjudication in 2007 out of Pasco. Adjudication paraphernalia in 2007 out of Pasco. Cannabis adjudication 2007 out of Pasco. Withhold of adjudication for cannabis paraphernalia and petty theft 2007 out of Hillsborough. And there are some delinquencies that
Okay, that's good. Alan, you've been staying any place in particular lately? Living outdoors? What's going on?
I'm homeless, sir.
Okay. Do you have a job these days?
No, sir.
I'm going to leave the bond per the warrant, which is $2,000. Condition is that you have no contact with Kim. Did you hear me explain no contact earlier?
Yes, sir.
And you understood that?
Yes, sir.
Very good. I'll have you back in court August 28th. If you get out, you should contact the public defender right away. If you can't get out, they'll come see you at the jail, all right?
All right, does this mean I don't go to court tomorrow as for the misdemeanor? When I was originally brought in 30 days ago, it was a misdemeanor.
Oh, yeah, I think that probably is gone. They upmanded it to the felony. That's right, Alan. No more misdemeanor, just this charge.
All right, thank you, sir.
Right, thank you. Jay, got anything else?
Your Honor, I'm sorry. Can we go back to Mr. Peterson for a
Sure.
moment? I just want to make sure all 3 counts are addressed as far as the bond goes. The one that looks like it's a felony has 2 different counts, and then the one that's a misdemeanor has 1 count.
So it'll be 500 on each. So 1,500.
Thank you, sir.
Very good. Thank you.
Sir.